Okay, Monday, 11th of December. Christmas is just around the corner now. Can't believe it's right around the corner, it's outrageous. But yeah, time to train chest and side delts. This will either be week 1 of the deload / maintenance phase or week 6 of the mini cut, depending on what my coach says, but that's yet to be decided. Got to wait for him to send his response through to me, which I'll get sometime over the next 5 hours, I reckon. But yeah, either way, it's going to be a deload week this week. My body needs it, so volumes pulled back. Today's session, I'm literally only doing 2 to 3 working sets on each exercise. I'll probably be skipping calves because I trained calves yesterday. I didn't record yesterday's session, but basically yesterday was calves and biceps from the back and bicep session because I skipped biceps on the Saturday. And then I also did a little bit of extra glute work. So it was basically a calves, bicep, glute mashed together session yesterday. But because I did train calves, I'll probably give it a day's rest. So that means I'll just be doing 3 sets of side delts, 2 sets of flies, 2 sets of presses, and 2 sets of dips. So very, very quick session for me. It probably won't take more than the better half of 45 minutes. So yeah, that's pretty much what's on the agenda. Body, like I said, feels really beat up. Definitely still got a little bit leaner this week despite shitting the bed on the weekend with food. As you'll see, or you would have seen from the video uploaded prior to this one from Saturday, I went to Cheesecake Factory because it only opened a week ago in Thailand. It was the first one of the franchise to open here. So me, Vigorous Steve, Aaron, bodybuilding with Aaron, my friend Chris, my friend Adam, and a bunch of other people, we all got together and we went there. Yeah, it was good. But it's time to get back to reality, get back on track, and yeah, hit this week hard. But like I said, could be another week of the mini cut. I'm not sure yet. If it is, then calories will most likely stay the same because I did overshoot my weekly average calories by 400 calories a day this past week, thanks to the Cheesecake Factory. Once I averaged it out over the whole week, it put a pretty big dent in things. So yeah. If not, if it's the end of the mini cut and if I get put up to maintenance this week for the deload week, then yeah, it'll be a bump up in food to probably just shy of 5,000 calories because I'd assume my maintenance is a little bit lower than it was prior to the mini cut, so probably around 4,700 calories. My food will get bumped up to if it's a maintenance week before the next push-up phase. But yeah, I'll keep you guys in the loop with that over the next couple of days and the next few vlogs, but for the meantime, I'll just actually, I got this flavour for a change. It's the bubblegum flavour. I can't remember if I like it or not. I tried it once. Kind of tastes like kids' cough medicine, but I'll drink it. I definitely prefer the green apple one and the blue one, whichever that is. Again, I think it's like blue raspberry or something. But yeah, I'll still drink this. It still tastes good, just not my favourite. Yeah, I'll see you guys in there for the gym. If the mic dies, I'll just overlay the footage with audio, like some sort of music. So I apologise if that happens, but yeah, if there's no original audio to the footage in the training session coming up in this video, then it's purely just because my microphones decided to die. I forgot to charge them yesterday, so that's the reason why. But yeah, see you in there for the session. Same load as last week. Where are they? There they are. So yeah, 2 more sets of those and then on to chest. As you can see, it's going to be a very quick session, like I said. And yeah, just still going relatively hard. Like I'm not deloading the effort too much. Like I'll leave maybe one extra rep in reserve to what I'd normally do, but the big part of the deload is coming from the reduction in volume in the form of less total working sets. Because you can approach the deload either way. You can either reduce training volume, reduce training effort or intensity, or you can do a combination of the two. But there's no like right or wrong way. It's just what is required or what is called for your given situation. Because it's going to vary from person to person, and it'll be situational too. Like one approach to a deload might be more suitable for you in the present versus in the future, where a different approach to deloading might be more suited. So I watched that set back and it probably went a little bit too easy on that. So I'm going to try to go a little bit harder than that, but still a little bit easier than what I'd normally do. So probably like a couple reps more than what I got on that set. I'll probably find the ideal kind of effort point around that 23 rep proximity. Looks like the microphone's still holding on for dear life. Still a little bit of battery left, so wonder how long it'll take to kind of die in the arse. Guess we'll just have to see. But I dare say it'll die before the session's over. I think probably maybe like halfway through the chest training at the best case scenario, it will probably last till then. But yeah, one more set of these. Then 2 sets of flyers, 2 sets of presses, and finishing off with 2 sets of dips. But the dips felt horrendous last time I did them. Like they felt so bad. I just felt elbows and shoulders. I didn't really feel any chest and triceps. So you definitely know it's time to deload. As much as I fucking hate that word, you know it's time to deload when your joints feel like they're the main movers in the actual movement and not the muscles. So yeah, one more set of these. Let's move that camera over a notch so I don't knock it out of the road. My laterals. Now the beauty of like shoulder training is, even if you do overshoot it a little bit in a easier training week, like a deload week, it's not the end of the world. You're still going to get the benefit of the deload, I find. Just because shoulders are such a robust muscle group, you can kind of abuse them a little bit beyond what you should, and they tend to bounce back pretty well. So just the sheer reduction in volume, I reckon, will be enough to deload the shoulders and make them feel a little bit more youthful. But for the bigger movements, bigger body parts, I should say, muscle groups like chest and back, you definitely have to be a little bit more cautious in regards to how close to failure you go, I think, when you're doing your deload week, because they just cause so much more systemic fatigue and local fatigue. Ooh, seat this one down a little bit. Only 2 sets of these. Should be quite easy to smash through. I don't like deloading, but I do like how short the sessions are in a deload week when you've got a lot of other shit on your plate outside of the gym, which I do happen to have this week. So it's kind of worked out for the best, I think. Now that set just before literally just felt like all pec tendons doing the work. So I'm definitely beat up. As much as like I mentioned before, already hate deloads, I really do need one this week. So it's good that I'm having one. It's a much needed, much necessary break. So this set, I'll aim for the same number of reps, 15. I'll just aim to maybe control them a little bit more, execute them a little bit better. But yeah, it's feeling pretty tender. Feels like day after training chest muscle soreness, that kind of soreness, and it's been like 4 days since I hit chest, so shouldn't be feeling that bad. On the chest press. Now, if this was a normal week of training, I'd obviously have some sort of benchmark that I needed to be aiming for, or some number of reps that I need to try to beat or match. But because it is a deload week, and because it's probably the most taxing movement of the whole session, I'm going to just kind of let the reps fall wherever they fall based on the effort target that I'm aiming for. So like I have a rough approximation of how close to failure I'm wanting to get on these sets, about like 4 reps from failure. So I'll use that as kind of like the true north, or like the shooting star that I'm aiming for. One more of those, then onto the final exercise. 10 reps, which isn't too bad. I think I was only getting about 12 reps in my last week of training pushing hard. Yeah, I only got 12 reps last week, so that's pretty decent actually. And it felt far enough from failure to not be too heavy, or not be too heavy, but to not be too taxing for a deload week. Yeah. But I've only been training for like 20 minutes. This is a very quick session. But like I said, deload weeks are like that. And I suppose if you've got a stacked week, it's a blessing in disguise, a silver lining. I do think that the soreness isn't just from fatigue related to training, but also fatigue related to getting the IV antibiotics last week. Because I did notice that my muscle soreness elevated almost immediately and noticeably the day following the last bout of injectable antibiotics at the hospital. But yeah, time for second final set. On to the final exercise now, 2 sets of dips. I've dropped it back about 50 pounds from what I normally do, just because it is incredibly hard at the minute. Like last time I did these dips in the second chest session of last week, like I said, it literally felt like the shoulder and elbow tendons and ligaments were doing all the work. Like I couldn't feel chest or triceps in it at all. So keep it nice and light and just get the reps out, essentially good quality, nice controlled reps. 2 sets so I can recover effectively and then back into hard training next week. Now I understand I haven't really been talking a lot in today's session, but there really just honestly isn't much to touch on outside of what I kind of said earlier before the session kicked off, which is just kind of shut the bed a little bit this past week with food. In the mini cut, having Cheesecake Factory, I think I clocked like a total of 6,000 to 6,500 calories that day when I'm meant to be hitting 4,000 a day. But I still lost like a little bit of weight. Just wasn't anywhere near as significant a week of progress that it would have been had I stuck to the plan. So dial things back in this week. But in all fairness, like I'm entitled to an off-plan meal once a week. And this past weekend was the first week I actually took the opportunity to take advantage of that off-plan meal. I probably abused it a little bit though. Took it a little bit too far. But given that I've been pretty much dialed in every other week, I don't think it's too big of an issue. Plus, I'm not in contest prep. If I was in a contest prep, I wouldn't even be game to try something like that. Like, you've got to weigh up the situation. Like, are you in the off-season improvement phase, or are you in a contest prep setting? Like, that will heavily influence whether or not you can be a little bit more flexible and lenient with your food. And also, your proclivity to store fat. Are you somebody who stores fat easily, or are you somebody who struggles to gain fat? Because that's also going to be a factor that will influence whether or not you should adhere to your diet, even in the improvement phase or the off-season. But myself, thankfully, I don't struggle to lose fat. I don't struggle to prevent fat gain. I've got a pretty good metabolism, it's pretty robust. And my energy expenditure is pretty high relative to the average Joe. So yeah, I can afford to have that kind of, I suppose, leeway, or that kind of a buffer in terms of my calorie intake. Time for the last set. And home and recovery. Alright, so home now obviously from the gym. It's nearly 10 p.m, so it's almost bedtime. I'm still pretty far behind on calories for the day, to be honest, and so partner and I were just sitting down watching some YouTube, and we're going to dive into some donuts, Duck Donuts, which is, it's like an American franchise that started up here in Thailand recently. Warm, delicious, made-to-order donuts. I'll show you those, they look wicked. And I'm just going to have it with some plain tart frozen yogurt from Yogurtland. But yeah, I don't know if the mic's going to die on this soon, so I'll try and make this quick, but I thought I'd just include this into the vlog just to spice it up a little bit, add a bit of variety to the type of footage that you're used to. But yeah, just watching Coach Little Joe, and these are what we're dealing with. So we got a peanut butter jelly. That one's cinnamon something. What was it? Cinnamon toast? No, cinnamon swirl. Cinnamon swirl. Cookies and cream. Blueberry pancake. I can't remember the name of that one. Or that's the bacon, maple bacon. I can't remember the name of that one. Something. But yeah, that's what we got. So yeah, we're gonna try those, and this is my plain tart. I'll still be within my calories for the day, but the macros will just be a little bit off, so I'll get a knife and I'll yeah, taste test one of them for you on camera. I don't want to taste test all of them on camera. I want to sit here and enjoy them and chill, so I'll, yeah, just include one. Okay, so I'll try one of these for you on camera. Might go the
and I also have about 30 grams of Parmesan cheese on there, so
it's like a cinnamon donut with
like olive oil or something to this meal. I just added the Parmesan cheese instead, just to, you know, make it taste better, of course.
Some sort of
and
icing.
some sea salt and pepper as well. Yeah, so that's meal number 5. I'm gonna get this in while I watch some Netflix. All right,
it's pretty good.
Here we are back.
I give it like a 6.5 out of 10 though. It's not the best, but I reckon the other ones would be good. They're real like topped ones. But
I decided for my last meal, just because,
like I said earlier in the video when I was at the gym training, I'm entitled to one off-plan meal a week.
I'm gonna show you what that cheat meal is.
I usually don't use them, but last week obviously did. Cheesecake Factory, and then this week the donuts. But yeah, I mean, one meal of plan isn't going to kill you. It's not going to ruin your progress, but you got to keep in mind your total calorie needs. So for me to be in a 1,000 calorie per day deficit, I can still get away with eating 4,000 calories. Not many people can do that. So I'm still going to stay within my calorie target for the day today. So it's technically not really an off-plan meal. I'm going to work it into my calories. Macros will be off a little bit potentially.
And yeah,
but
that's it for today's
yeah, you gotta just keep in mind,
you guys enjoyed it.
if you're, say, dieting on 1,500 calories and you go over 500 calories,
different than what I normally would eat anyways.
you're probably going to put yourself
guys,
out of a deficit.
just so we can,
Whereas me, if I go over 500 calories, I'm still in a 500 calorie deficit per day because I'm in a 1,000 calorie deficit at the moment. So, yeah, but I'm going to stay within my calorie target, so I'm not even really going off plan technically. I'm eating off plan, but I'm not going off plan.
And of course, if you haven't had the
Yeah,
chance
guys,
to subscribe yet,
figured I'd include that, but I'll see you in the next video.